Hey, beautiful friends all over the world. I want to encourage you today. I don't know about you, but I have been heavy burdened. Last night, in fact, I couldn't sleep. The Lord tends to wake me up in the middle of the night, and this time He woke me up with a song in my heart, and it was beautiful, and it encouraged me. You know, with the things going on in this world, it is extremely challenging to be at peace. Because if you have a heart to love people, your empathy can be going crazy if you are an empathetic person, an empath, which I am. And so seeing people hurting hurts me. I'm not someone that can just look past. I'm not someone who can just go on with my day and it not bother me. It calls me to prayer much of the time, especially when I'm scrolling social media, and when I see a need there, I pray immediately and I take on that burden. Well, Jesus calls us to lay those burdens before Him, and when our burdens are heavy, He says to take His yoke because it is light. And yesterday I found myself so anxious, overwhelmed, and I immediately called upon Him and said, Lord, oh my goodness, take this away from me. Take this anxiety. Give me peace, Father. And I knew I was overwhelmed. One of the verses that I learned back in my days of as a premier jeweler was Psalm 61:2. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. We had a piece of jewelry that came out, and it was on a bracelet. It said Psalm 61:2. I actually still have it, but underneath it, the verse was inscribed. And I took that to heart, because so often we find ourselves overwhelmed with the day-to-day of things. That doesn't even count things that are going on in this world right now, with the hurricane that just went through and the devastation it has caused. Lack of relief in so many areas, poor response, another hurricane about to barrel down on other precious people. What about just the weight of the world in general in your life? That you are burdened with an illness, you are burdened with financial difficulties, you are burdened with relationships, you are burdened with your children. It's too hard to do this on our own. This world is getting so much heavier. David wrote the Psalm 61, and I'll read you just a few verses, and he says, "Hear my cry, O God, listen to my prayer. From the ends of the earth I call to you. I call as my heart grows faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For you have been my refuge, a strong tower against my enemy." Sometimes our burdens go further than just the day-to-day. Sometimes our burdens carry on into this world, and we carry the burdens of other people. We are called to carry those burdens and take them to the cross. Last night, as I woke in the middle of the night, I was up for about an hour, and God just had my heart so burdened that I fell to my knees, and I couldn't even get back in the bed after I'd gotten up. And I fell to my knees, and I just cried out in prayer for the people that have already been affected by Hurricane Helene, and for the people in the path of Hurricane Milton. And I just asked God that He would calm the seas, that He would take control of this storm and send it back out, and to cover all of the people in the path. And it's hard knowing that God will use these things for His good, for those who are believers, who are called according to His purpose. He will turn them into good. It is hard to imagine when you see such devastation and when you see such evil, and the thought that evil could be even part of this, that these storms could even be manipulated. I would have never thought these things could happen. And for those that might be watching that still don't believe that's a possibility, I ask you to do your research. And if it's hard for you to still see it, ask the Lord to reveal these things to you so that in prayer you can pray against the wicked agendas that are out to hurt people. This song came to me, and it's "In This I Will Rejoice." And I want us to sing it. I want you to join me in singing it, because the words that kept coming to my mind are, you go before me, you stand behind me. In this we can be secure. I can feel security knowing that God is before me. God stands behind me. He is with me always, no matter what it is. In this I will rejoice. So here's the song. It's by the Worship Initiative. And I want us to sing it. And so I will, in a minute, turn my camera so you can sing as well. But let's sing this in worship to our Lord.
The path of life. In your presence, God, is fullness of joy, and your right hand, oh, there are pleasures. You are my chosen portion forever. Lord, I have no good apart from you. You go before me, you come behind me, you stand beside me, and I will dwell secure. You are my refuge, the shelter I'm running to. You satisfy every desire and so much more. In this I will rejoice. In this I will rejoice. You make known to me the path of life. In your presence, God, is fullness of joy. At your right hand, oh, there are pleasures. You are my chosen portion forever. Lord, I have no good apart from you. You go before me, you come behind me, you stand beside me, and I will dwell secure. You are my refuge, the shelter I'm running to. You satisfy every desire and so much more. In this I will rejoice. In this I will rejoice. Your boundaries, your promises have fallen in pleasant places. My beautiful inheritance, my treasure is found in Jesus. Your boundaries, your promises have fallen in place. promises, my beautiful inheritance. My treasure is found in Jesus. Your boundaries, your promises have fallen in pleasant places. My beautiful inheritance, my treasure is found in Jesus. Lord, I have no good apart from you. You go before me, you come behind me, you stand beside me, and I will dwell secure. You are my refuge, the shelter I'm running to. You satisfy every desire and so much more. This I will rejoice. In 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 this I will rejoice.
What a beautiful song. I pray that that blesses you. I pray that you feel comforted by that. And I pray that you will just turn to the Lord. When your heart is overwhelmed, go to the rock because he is higher than you. He loves you and he cares.